Hey there, guys. We're gonna try something a little bit different. We've tried some different franchises in the past. Haven't really been able to keep up with them. But I'm gonna try something a little new. Um, First thing, as much as I love dynamic difficulty, it's kind of been, I don't know, it's a bit of a roller coaster as far as what is. I just I would know that there were times when I was going to dominate, and there was going to be times when there's nothing I could do to get a hit. And I guess that's real baseball, but kind of looking for some consistency. So we're doing everything at legend difficulty. Um, just going to go ahead and max out the difficulty on pitching and hitting. Also, some people kind of approach this game more from a sim standpoint, but it's like if you're going to do that, like just sim your season or play out of the park baseball, OOTP. I more so am looking for a mix of stats and my own skill level. So I am going to be doing zone hitting. I'm going to be doing pulse pitching for pitching. That's my preferred type of pitching style. Um, but I'm going to stream everything. I mean, every minute that I'm playing this game, I'm going to be streaming it. So, um, well, mostly. For example, I'm going to stream some of this draft, but I'm not going to stream me drafting the filling out the minor league rosters. No one wants to see that. So, with that being said, though, we'll go ahead and jump in here. So, GM contracts, I'm going to turn that off. I don't want to get fired for some silly reason. Fantasy draft, of course, we want on. Sounds like baseball has moved to DH league-wide, so we're going to turn designated hitter on. So once again, everything else is default. So GM contracts off, fantasy draft on, and designated hitter on. So as the Reds, we have the 25th pick. So let's see here. I've got my iPad here. We're gonna just make some notes here as we go. If I can. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to kind of keep a running depth chart going here. Okay. And we have the 25th pick, so I'm going to make note of that. So, man. This guy right here is someone I really wanted really badly. Yordan Alvarez. He's crazy. But it is what it is. I'm sure that we will find some competent players. So, sort of my thought here. Sorry, I'm writing down my depth chart stuff here. I feel like we have three ways that we can go about this. We can go all in, which I think in most cases is the way to go in fantasy drafts, because you have a very good opportunity to build a team, even if it might not make the most sense longevity wise. The CPU on this game will prioritize potential, so it's going to start drafting guys that are like in their 60s but have a potential, because they're all going to be gone by the time you fill out your 26-man roster. So you can take advantage of that, and you can draft guys with maybe B and C potentials but higher overalls, and so you can have a stacked team. Now in 3, 4, 5 years, these other teams will have these guys that are in their 60s are going to be in their 70s and 80s, and your guys are going to have gotten old and retired. And so unless you draft real good, solid major league ready prospects for those years, or you really kill it in free agency, the tables could turn there quickly on you So that's the downside to that method. The extreme of that is to draft the same way the CPU is going to. And I shouldn't say every team. Not every team does, but I'm not a fan of that because that instantly puts you in a rebuild, and you're also banking on these young guys panning out. And you don't know if they will. They might get hurt. Their potential might go down, might go up. It's hard to say. So I think the other option is to kind of have a middle ground approach. Like I said, I'm a little torn on that because then I feel like you're just building a so-so team, and you're just hoping, you're caught in, you're just going to be mediocre forever. The same thing's going to happen. Your vets are going to age out. Your so-so prospects are going to turn into so-so big leaguers. You're going to be stuck being like a 500 or slightly above 500 team. So as long as the draft doesn't kind of go crazy on us here, I think you've got to try to win at least this first year or two. So that's gonna kind of be our plan. So all right, I've almost got this depth chart filled out, and then we will start drafting. So what I like to do, and I know there's a lot of people out there who they know when certain players get drafted, they know how to, I guess, cheat the system, but we're not going to do that. I like to alternate. So I will take, it just depends what we take in the first round, but if we take a pitcher, then we're going to take a hitter. Then we'll take a pitcher again, then we'll take a hitter, or vice versa. Usually once I get to 3 starters, I take a closer, and then I take usually another bullpen arm, that sort of thing. Certain positions you want to prioritize as well. Catcher, that should probably be in the top 3 position players that you pick. The same sort of goes for shortstop, but not as much. So let's get right in here and look, take a look. So there's a couple guys I want to kind of avoid, like Verlander. He's good, but he's 37. He's going to decline like crazy. If he's not having a Cy Young type year, he's going to decline. And then the fact that he's also making so much money. Garrett Cole is in the same boat. He's making so much money. Chris Sale, I'm sure. Yeah. Clayton Kershaw. I mean, these guys are good, but and these two are younger, but Kershaw's really the only guy there that I would consider taking. Strasburg's in the same boat. So right away, really, I mean, the 2 pitchers that jump out at me are Jack here. 2 years of service experience, 1 here, so Shane would probably be the better pick in all actuality. Both A. So that's one thing. So we've got a 24A 88 pitcher that we can look at. We're not going to take any of those guys in the first round. Grandal, he makes a lot of money for what he is. I think what I'd rather do, you've got some really good. See, after Mitch Garver here, it really gets kind of bad. Like, we want one of these 3 guys. So I think we're going to take a bit of a risk here. We're going to potentially take someone else. And then by the time it comes back around to a position player pick, we're really going to want to take Contreras, Sanchez, or Garver. So Matt Olson, he stands out a little bit as an option. But once again, those starting pitchers are better value. Altuve makes an absolute ton of money. Suarez, current red, he's a good option. Good team-friendly contract. So one thing we could do is we could target the 2 weak positions. That might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea at all. Okay, let's come back to that. Stanton. Oh man, yeah, he's signed way too long. Center field is also a position that's a little bit, like a guy like Ketel Marte, but I'm more so okay with my center fielder being like a speedy slap hitter kind of guy, because like speed actually matters. Like shortstops, it's more so about range, which can be related to speed, but it can also be the read they get off the ball. Like they don't have to be fast, but like a center fielder being fast is always valuable. So I'm not as worried about center field. And there's nothing really there. Yeah, so I think, okay, let's go with a shortstop then. So let's see what we got. So one thing you'll kind of learn about me is I like guys who can hit. So I mean, Correa his durability's a little low, but it's like I think we take that risk. 926 last year. I'm just checking some OPS. Yeah. Huh? Xander wasn't bad at all. His fielding's not great. He's older, and yeah. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with Carlos Correa here. So write that down on the sheet here, and he is an 85 overall. So hopefully there's not a run on catchers between this starting pitcher that we're about to take and us being able to get one of those guys that we really want. So is one of our guys still here? No. So the two starting pitchers we were looking at are gone. So we kind of have an option here. We could go with, like, I'm not completely opposed to Kershaw. Syndergaard, I'm not opposed to either. Snell has a good kind of long-term team-friendly contract. I think if I was going to take one of these two, I would probably take Snell. Noah is another option. Okay. Then we've got Julio Urias. Probably butchering that. I feel like we got to take someone with a little higher overall there if we're gonna go that route. So okay, so let's look at this. So durability is a 77 for him, 75, 75. We got to look at age. Whip was 1.27, 1.27, 1.23. Oh man, decisions. I don't know why, but I'm feeling good about Syndergaard for some reason. So we're gonna go with him here. And he's an 87. Okay. No one take catchers. Real Muto's gone. Grandal's gone. Contreras is gone. Sanchez is gone. Oh man, that was lucky. We're gonna get Mitch Garver. Wow. You guys saw it. I mean, that was... We got so lucky there, guys, because I don't feel good about any of these other catchers. I mean, I guess maybe Vasquez isn't awful, but yeah, we did pretty darn good there. Okay, time to take another starter. Kluber. One option could be to take Kluber on kind of a prove-it deal, you know. Corbin is signed to a pretty crazy deal. I think we're going to do that. We're going to take Kluber. Alright, so we're back to position players, so let's just see what's getting a little bit. Stockus is still there. Second baseman also kind of, this position kind of dries up a little bit pretty quick, so that's an option, consideration. Like I said, I'm still not really so much worried about. Yeah, you know, I think let's go second baseman here. Go with Moustakas, I believe. I think that's the way forward here. I mean, we got... yeah, I just want a second baseman that can rake, so... Alright. So let's take one more starter. It'd be really cool if we could get us a lefty here. Paxton. Could be another guy we could take on kind of a bit of a prove-it deal. Another option. Man, I do have to say, let's see, 1.13 whip. Yeah, I have to say, having Bumgarner, I think we're going to do that. Having Bumgarner, Kluber, and Syndergaard is insane. So, we're going to do that. I mean, we might have the best 1 through 3 in the league, potentially. Okay. First base, I'm still not worried about, really, because they all can hit. So much outfield depth. I think at this point, you know, let's look at some of these positions here. There's a bit of a third base drop off as well. I'm kind of okay with Diaz here, but I don't want to take him at this point. He's a bit too old for my liking, unfortunately. Polanco is interesting. I do like switch hitters. He has a good long-term contract. Hmm. Yeah. I think we're gonna do it. Now I'm gonna put him down for third base right now, but I don't know if that's what's gonna be what we ultimately do. We'll see. Okay, so we could take another starter here, but we need a closer. So I like for my closers to throw hard. Not many hard. Jordan Hicks. We need kind of a proven guy, so I think. Whip is 1.08. Oh. You know what? We're going to reach a little bit here. Make him our closer, but we're going to go ahead and reach here and take Hicks because given his potential and age, he will not be here long. So, and I believe there's a run on relief pitchers. There it is. All right. First base I'm not worried about, as you can see. I mean, we've just got so many decent options down through there. So let's look at outfielders. So Corey Dickerson is tempting. Hit that. Well, he only played in 78 games, but 906 OPS. I think his contract's crazy, yeah. Although, we probably should at this point take our center fielder, because if we don't, it's going to just become a thing where we have to run a guy out there that can't really hit, so. Shogo is a good option. I have always raked with him. Billy Hamilton. Yeah, you know, let's go with Shogo. Like I said, I've always hit well with him. And, yeah, I feel pretty good about it. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves another bullpen arm. So Nick Anderson is still there. which is a good thing. Yeah, let's take Anderson. I don't know if Anderson or Hicks will be the closer, but it's good to have the option. So Corey Dickerson is still there. Let's take a look at our handedness of guys. So we have a lefty, switch righty, lefty, righty. Okay, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Kind of feeling Corey Dickerson. Let's take a look over here though. Yeah, I think we're going to go Dickerson. Okay, there's another relief pitcher run. So let's go ahead and grab our... man, we still have so many good starter options. You know what, I think... let's get a good lefty, if there is one available. Brevia? No. Come on, guys. There's a lefty. I mean... wait, Joe Smith? No, he's a righty. Okay. I hate to do it, but, you know. What's his contract like? Okay. Alright, yeah, let's take Chafin. Okay. Well, let's get that right fielder because they were starting to go. Still some first basemen, so yeah, they went hard. Okay, so we could take someone like Charlie Black. Oh my God. He's also signed for 4 years. I don't know if that's for us. Man, whatever happened to Will Myers? I thought he was supposed to be like this crazy, like, good prospect. Doesn't look like he ever really was his first year. Okay. So the way I see it, we have a couple options here. So lefty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. Okay. We could take Yastrzemski. We could take Hernandez. Let's look at our first base options because we don't want to end up with too many lefties. So, like, you know, in a perfect world, like, who would we take here? So it's like Jose Martinez is a good option. I mean, I would roll with Walker. I would roll with a lot of these guys. Marwin Gonzalez, he's a switchy. Yeah. That's what Yastrzemski's fielding like. I mean, he's kind of a better option all around. I mean, obviously Blackman's the best option, but he makes a lot of money for far too long. I'll tell you something else to consider, though. I don't think that any of our current, well, Shogo, but he's our center fielder. Where I was getting at is that having a guy with good arm strength is kind of, it's not critical, but it's very helpful. So I'm going to go Hernandez just so we have a slightly more balanced team. Pencil him in as right field. So now we can take ourselves our fourth starter. Not a bad option there. Man, 3 pretty good options here. Is his contract kind of, yeah, his contract's kind of bad. His contract, however, is durability is 78. What's your durability? 72. So he's a free agent. The only thing I don't love is 1.07. His stamina's not great, but I don't know if that so much matters in this day and age. He's very tradable as he gets older. Him and Shogo are buddies. I think that's the pick. Well, I say they're buddies. They worked out in the off season, well, during the coronavirus stuff. So worked out together out in LA, I believe it was. Okay. Let's get our first baseman. He's very tempting. Those guys are really kind of too old for my liking. Yeah. Okay, he has an ARB year left. Okay. And you can play some other positions if we need it. I'm not gonna take a fifth starter yet, I don't believe. Hmm. So 2876. 1.01. Ooh. Baez was real good last year. Dang. Well. I don't think anyone was better than he was. 0.96. No, he was a little better. Okay, well, I'm going to take Baez then. So at this point, I'm probably going to take a catcher first. You know, we're going to kind of go in the same order I think we went before. Hopefully there's a catcher that can still hit a little bit, and it does appear that way. Trinos. I hate to pay a guy that's making that much money to sit on the bench, but the thing is Garver can play some first base, and so having a catcher that can hit is beneficial. Holy cow, he was overrated. I've heard all these people say how overrated Yadier Molina's been. I mean, he had some in the 800 OPS years here, but what was his WAR? I've just heard people complaining about that for quite. Good lord, man. Okay, he had these 2 years. Okay, he had about. All right, he's a good catcher, but he's not like people were like he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Man, Yeah, I don't know about that. What did he do last year? Okay, well. So we're just kind of taking a peek through here. So yeah, I think it's pretty bad when you get down in there. So Trinos, maybe? They kind of complement each other well. I'm going to go with it. We might go a little over budget, but oh well. Okay, let's probably take our fifth here. So we could take Colin. We could also get another starter or another lefty to kind of balance out here. Cole Hamels, he's still playing. Yeah. question is anybody 1.23? Are any of these guys really gonna beat this? Let's go with minor, I guess. Okay, so that gives us 2 lefties, 3 righties. Alright, so now we're on the lookout for what I would consider to be sort of these super utility players. Marwin Gonzalez is one such man, so he's quite expensive, but he's a good option. He can play like everything. Jose Martinez is, no, he's not so much that way. Okay. Yeah. I don't know where to put him, really. I mean, I'm going to put him in infield slot just because those can be harder positions to fill. Okay. So let's round out our bullpen then. Some of these guys are still here. 3-year deal. I don't like 3-year deals for relievers, honestly. .02, 1.19. Hey, here's a lefty. Not a very good lefty, but he's a lefty. Tim Hill, 1.11. I kind of like this pick. Let's take Hill here. It'll give us 2 good lefties that we can rely on. I think he's a lefty. Throws left. Yep. Okay. Okay. So I think we need to take a shortstop, like a guy who can. I mean, Gonzalez could. Oh yeah. Okay. So he can play shortstop. He can't play center field. So okay. So we need we need a guy that can play center field, but also isn't going to absolutely kill us out there. Huh. There is Nick. Arm accuracy isn't great, but everything else is solid enough. Whoa, what happened to Inciarte? Man, I'm glad the Reds didn't. Reds wanted to trade for him at one point. Whew. Danny Santa, switch hitter. Another super utility guy. That's tempting. I like it. I really like it. Can never have enough of those guys. Yeah, that's for sure happening. Pencil him in here. Ooh, no sir. Whoa, he had a killer year. Shane Green. .901. He was pretty good. Yeah, you know what? We're going in for it. So let's. He makes a lot of money for a reliever to not be a closer, but let's go with it. Okay. So even though we took Mr. Santana here, I just want to see what else is there, because Ian Desmond? I thought you were... Huh. Didn't know he was a center fielder. Eaton is an option here. Freddie Galvis is also a good backup option. I think we're gonna go with Eaton, and then we'll try to grab Galvis the next time around. Sweet. This is going pretty well. Okay, so there's still enough starters. So what I like to do, I'm going to take one more relief pitcher, then we're going to take a sixth starter that will basically be the long relief pitcher, which is in a way sort of died out a bit, but not quite yet. So 1.18, 0.38, also makes a lot of money. Only pitched in 15 games. I can deal with it. Let's go with Harper. Bryce Harper. Imagine drafting Bryce Harper this late in the draft. We definitely would have won the whole thing had that happen. Alright, so if he's still there, Freddie, he is. I just hit well with him, and he can play shortstop, he can play some of these other positions, he just kind of makes sense, I think, for us. The good thing too, and I think a lot of modern MLB teams neglect this, but I'm looking at our bench. Eaton, Santana, Chirinos, Galvis, Gonzalez. Those guys can all start for a lot of teams. They could start for us if we have injuries or if we have guys that are underperforming, and like that's big. That's pretty critical, I feel like. So I don't think this will be the case, but let's just take a look here and see if there's any kind of younger pitchers that could is he B potential? No. Let's just see if there's anybody that could kind of fill that. Bundy is. I don't think there's going to be. Trevor Richards, maybe. But we probably want someone a little more proven. Oh, we still could go with Colin. He doesn't make much. We kind of have had our eyes on him a little bit here. 1.23. Okay, so here's the question, guys. Do we go with Colin or do we go with Yamaguchi? We go with Colin. Yeah. Okay. So here's the next question, and I think I know the answer. This is going to be a long-term franchise. So on paper, I should draft this whole thing myself. But at the same time, I am not going to have any prospects if I do that. Because I'll tell you, I'm going to want to continue padding my depth. So it's like, do I just give in and auto draft the rest? Because I mean, it's like you start going down through here and it's not great. The problem with that, I could draft the 40 man. I could draft 14 more rounds. But once again, I'm afraid I wouldn't take enough prospects and then we're going to be prospectless. I'm afraid that the computer might draft like, what if it drafts like Cole Hamels, Okay. All right. Well, let's at least draft the 40. We'll draft the 40. So I'm looking for guys that are. I just need some prospects. I need some prospects. That's what I need. There's not any left. There we go. Okay, so. So we have Zach Brown, so 24B69. I also have a 24B69 here, so. Okay, so 24B69. Let's see if there's any other better options anywhere. This is the bad part of doing these. Might just auto it. Might just auto this, guys, and then we will and then we can make any moves that we feel we need to make to kind of fill out our roster. Or to set our 40 man, I should say. There's a few guys that are prospecty. Yeah, let's just auto draft the rest. So it drafted me a 2065 guy, so I'm assuming that's a prospect of some kind. Yeah, we're gonna start in spring training. Yes, sir. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what we got here. So starting pitchers. See, it drafted us Anthony DeSclafani. Man, we are loaded with starting pitchers. Look at that. Okay. 1 through 3, insane. Just insane down through here too. We might need to make some trades even. Okay, so Nick Pivetta is, I don't know. He's youngish, be potential. I'm not really thinking that we're going to have much in the way of prospects down here. Teddy here sort of is. Okay. Riley O'Brien. Okay. Lyon Richardson. Okay. Alright. I'll take it. So it drafted us Adam Morgan, which is another lefty. Yeah. Okay. Catcher. No prospects. Wait, was there any? Probably not. Did draft us Alberto here. He can't really hit much, but he could fill in if need be. So could Dominique. Okay. Decent prospect here, I think, and Hunter. Hey, we have a couple, this guy's, okay. Can he play other positions? No, he can catch. So we have a couple prospects here. Oh, is he switch hitter? Ooh, okay. I like it. Alright, so we got a guy that can at least come up and field the position. Nice. Some good C potential guys. Okay, cool. We got Jonathan India, an actual real Reds prospect. Okay. Not bad. Ooh, okay. 1856B. Who was the... It drafted somebody. Is this who it drafted? I think it drafted... I don't know. I remember it drafted a third baseman right before we ended. Maybe it was Mikey here. I don't know. Okay, so Logan Hill isn't bad. Not really any prospects to speak of. Dean is a bit of a prospect, I would say. Okay, so it drafted us Cole Calhoun. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to have any, like, of the top prospects. We can take a peek. I highly doubt it. Yeah, no, we're not on here. That's okay. I think one thing we need to look at, though, what's our budget? Oh, we didn't go in the negatives. That's amazing. What is our cash flow right now? Our budget, okay, we have a $164 million payroll. Not bad. Alright, let's take a look here and just make sure that the people that are on the 40 is who we're wanting, so this all looks good. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. All seems fine. Yeah. Yep. It did a really good job, actually. Typically, not so much. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Wow. It never does this good of a job. Okay. Well, cool. All right. Well, that worked out great. Let's just see. We should be. Yeah. Cool. Look at that, guys. First in all the areas that matter. Speed and defense, not so much anymore. So let's make some moves here. Some changes. Well, first of all, 40 man. Alright, so Mike Minor, yeah, you're on the MLB roster. I don't know why you wouldn't be. DeSclafani, you're on the MLB roster. Cole, you're on it. Galvis, you're on it. Pivetta. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Not yet. Not yet for him either. Okay. So the other thing I was going to do... Oh yeah. Who are we moving to third? So arm strength and accuracy are important. Reaction as well. So arm strength, let's just say that. Arm strength 53. Yeah, okay. Cool. Made his overall go up a little bit, so he'll be our third baseman. Yep. I'm gonna make him a right fielder. Whoa. Tanked him pretty hard. Alright, let's do lineups. I mean, we're gonna try... We're gonna play the team it was designed to be played starting off, so... I think we'll have Shogo lead off, though. He was... I've always led off with him, with the Real Reds, and he's pretty great. Pretty great leadoff guy. I am okay with Dickerson being in the 2-hole, actually. Oh. Let's get him out of that slot. Yep, third base. Yep, okay. So our best hitter is... Yeah, best hitter is... Carlos. Best overall pure hitter, I think, is Carlos. We'll just say it is for now. See how it goes. Okay. 88 and 90. Yeah, Garvers are 4. Man, that's exciting. When Moustakis is your 5, that's good. That's good stuff. You're doing things. Like I said, we're gonna start off playing this team the way it was kind of designed. '75, '78. Yep. So Kana after Moustakis. And then Hernandez, Polanco. DH. Who's our best lefty hitter? Cole, probably. Danny. He might be our guy on both sides of the plate, actually. I think so. Alright, so there we go for the lineup. Let's look at rotation. Center guard be the 1. Bumgarner the 2. Kluber the 3. Maeda. And then we're gonna put Minor in there. I'm gonna let them have a bit of a battle here. Let's make Hicks a closer, so he's normally a 76. It's gonna keep him at a 76. Like I said, the team was designed around him being the closer. Did he close any last year for St. Louis? Yeah, okay. Alright. Well guys, I'm gonna stream again here shortly, but that's probably a pretty good start, I think. Oh, real quick, make sure you always do this. Go in, look at your contracts, scout contracts. Make sure you have 1 for each area. So we have 3 international. We don't need that. So let's hire a West and a Central for preferably the same amount of money or a little less, so that we're not spending, more on that. So we'll do West there, and then we need to grab a Central. Well, that's perfect right there. Okay. Central, West, East, International. Perfect. And then lastly, just go to training and make sure that all of your guys are training. I usually just do auto for mine. Can't scout in spring training, so he wasn't. These 2 are not. And sometimes they'll be on auto, but it'll say not training. So you basically just want to look for not training in general. Just because it's on auto, it doesn't mean that they're training. Just double check it over one more time. Okay. And then lastly, critical situations off. Everything else is manual. Gameplay options, as you can see. Legend, dynamic, not dynamic, zone hitting interface, legend, pulse, button accuracy. Yep. Alright. And I use default sliders. I know that's blasphemy, but, they work pretty well for me. I do use quick counts because I just can't, I use quick counts. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and save this. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back, like I said, shortly here. So thanks for watching.